All right, and we should be live. Broskis, we are back once again, and we're going to be opening up some more Gothic. So this is box number 2, and let's just hop right on into it. So today we'll be moving a little bit faster than yesterday's stream, where I took a whole 4 hours to get through a whopping 1 box. You know, that's just kind of what happens when you decide you need to gush about every single card in a 400 card set. You know, shit happens. Oh, right. But even at only 1 box in, so far I really like what Eric's Curiosa tried to do with this set. A few of the things, set the box topper over there. I'm not completely sold on the whole collection sideboard concept. I don't think it's an idea that's dead in the water, but I'm not completely sold on it. We're gonna have to see if maybe in more of the exceptionals and elite uniques, maybe there's some extra abilities in there that'll sell it better. Off just kind of the commons and what we've seen so far, it's a little bit unimpressive. Let's see here. We have a Harvest Festival, Feign Death, and Redmane Hyena. And then, ooh, right off into a unique. Baba Yaga's Hut. A unique site in the deep, dark backwood. That art is fascinating. It's like the hut on hen's legs ripping through a tear in the dimension. I like it. Let's see. As per usual, will I ever get the text on the sites to focus? Nah, doubt it. All right, once on your turn, this may swap positions with an empty site in your back row. That's kind of, so every single turn, if in the back row nearest you, there's an empty spot, you can just move Baba Yaga's hut to it. Presumably, that drags along everything on top of it as well. Okay, that's an interesting concept. Huh. There, and then let's see. I'm pretty sure, yep, there's a shiny. Okay. So first pack already, we have a foil Abyssal Assault. Decent foiling on there. Not my favorite, but I do kind of like leaving the dark background and then it's all focused on the tentacle horror going on in the middle. Let's see the full art. Ooh. That is a great picture. Who did this one? Vasily Romalev? I butchered that. Oh well. Yeah, that's a good one. All right, so an interesting start. Let's see. Oh, another Necromancer. Okay. So I did take a brief look at the Curiosa.io website to see if I could track down the rarities on some of these avatars, because there's a bunch of them. Interestingly, the website doesn't appear to be updated to list out the rarity of the different avatars. So the Interrogator that we opened up yesterday, I have no idea if that one's an elite or a unique. These ones were definitely exceptionals, though. Still very cool. Our Guardian Angel. Another Slobbermaw. Lilith. Man, 2 non-foil uniques in a row, and 2 that we haven't seen yet. A unique demon loves all forsaken children. At the end of your turn, reveal opponent's top spell. If it's a minion, summon it here. Otherwise, put it at the bottom of the deck. At the end of your turn. And this is a minion, so this just keeps repeating. At the end of every one of your turns, if Lilith is in play, just look at the top card of your opponent's spell deck. If it's a minion, steal it. And if it's not, just throw it on the bottom of the deck. That seems kind of nuts. Okay, that's an interesting one. Anything going on back there? I don't think so. Darn it, the base of Babel. We still need to find the apex of Babel. We got the base yesterday as well, so another copy of that. Let's see, we'll put you there. Our barging Barghest. A hollow one. Okay, so a new elite, Lacuna Entity. An elite monster, an inescapable invitation. So it's a 4/4 for 5, so a little expensive. Submerge and Voidwalk. I mentioned it yesterday, and I'm still so happy about the fact they added so many new cards with the various movement abilities. I'm loving that. Genesis. Drag target weaker minion from an adjacent site to here. Ignoring regions. Ooh. So that's new. You know, there in the previous two sets have been several cards that will drag around minions, either your own or enemies. This is the first time I've seen it say where it ignores regions. So you can, in particular, because this has Submerge and Voidwalk. So it can like drag minions out into the void or underwater, which is fascinating. Okay. And let's see here. Anything hiding back? Oh, okay, okay. Another exceptional. Hitting the foils a little early in this box. The swap. Okay. Ooh. Was a little bit unimpressed on first seeing it because I kind of thought the foiling was just in the background, but I do like the accent touches on the various pieces of armor. Let's flip this bad boy over. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, this one's going to be a pain in the butt. Come on. There we go. Okay. Fields of Fixus. I'm pretty sure we saw that one. Monster Morphosis. Scatter. And then our elite or unique. River Rapids. Okay, so this is a new elite. Haven't seen this one. An elite site of crashing currents. So this is water, and let's see here. Once on your turn, you may push a minion in connected rivers. One step. Interesting. So, I mean, I guess it is called River Rapids, so I guess this one does still count as a river. Okay. They push a minion. Okay, so push a minion means either, again, your own or the opponent's. Just anybody on a river. Though it is not in the body of water, it's specifically rivers, which is a little bit more restrictive, though could have some interesting implications depending on how the realm winds up. Let's see. Let's see, anything hidden back here? Doesn't look like it. I'm already on the lookout. I mean, we're barely, what, maybe 3 or 4 packs in, and we've already had 2 foils here, so I think the left side of this box might have been stacked full here. Ooh, Zeppelin of Zealots. Consecrated Ground. The Failed Mutation. Ooh, okay. We saw this one yesterday, but that's still just super cool art. Arcade of Bones. Oh, and this is the one where if you play 2 of it, you basically turn half the realm into freely moving, immune to magic undead. Put you there. Detonate. Okay, Witching Hour. Corruptor Freak. That is still just super cool art. Kroll Morlocks. And the big one, Malachim. Okay, so this is only an elite. This is a new one. An elite angel stands against the knight. That's a 4/4 for 6, which is a little expensive. Airborne and Ward, and at the end of your turn, untap him. Okay, so he's kind of a, what's the magic keyword? Vigilance, I think. That over there. Oop, another town priest. It always catches me off guard seeing this dude just pop up. I don't know why, but it alarms me every time. Ooh. Okay, I don't think we've seen this one yet. Dark Alley. An exceptional sight and ill-advised shortcut. The first minion that enters here gains stealth. Interesting. Okay, and that's another air site. Ooh, I like the little trail of blood leading back into it. Let's see here. Kiss of Death. And the big one. Oh, good lord, it's another like name. Arjaro Exorcist? Not totally certain how that's supposed to be pronounced. An elite mortal, an enemy of hell. So it's a 2/2 for 2 with a spellcaster, okay. And on Genesis, so when he enters play, banish target adjacent demon, spirit, or aura. Okay. So when he comes in, you can basically get rid of either 2 whole creature types or the game's version of enchantments. That's kind of interesting. I have to think about that. Would that really help any sort of large-scale combos? Not that I can immediately think of. All right, we have a raise. Bitter Departed. Another Mudslide. And the big one. Oh, okay, a unique. Death Wish. Unique magic beckons the brink. So for 6 mana, which is an air and fire combination, have each avatar's maximum life. Okay. That's interesting. Because, I mean, there's been the basic heal spells, but there really hasn't been any other cards that just, like, directly impact avatar life totals. Huh. That there. All right, Carrionet. Another Avenging Angel. Our Demon Hunter. And the Void, another unique site. Okay. Oh, and this is the actual Gothic box art card. So, a unique site of enduring emptiness. This site is also a void. That's... How does that work? So, I mean, it means that the square in the realm is occupied, so you can't play another site on it. But it basically creates a permanent void in the realm. And it also generates you mana. No threshold, but it would generate you mana, even though technically it's a void. You know what? Given the theme of the set, I'm actually somewhat amazed that this is a unique. I kind of would have expected this to almost be like a common to try and promote all the cards that have Void Walk. Okay. That on top of Baba Yaga over there. Oh, another pack that's going to be a pain in the butt. Come on. Nope. All right. The Frozen Horror. Sinterfe. Ghost Town. Our big one. The Mismanaged Mortuary. Okay, an elite site and macabre mix-up. Flooded. Flooded? Well, I guess a mismanaged mortuary. Yeah, okay. Treat your opponent's cemetery as yours, and vice versa. This raises so many questions. That's really interesting, but that sounds... God, I would have to look at every card in the set to think about all the problems that would probably cause. Well, we can already see the shininess. Let's just jump right to it. Oh, this is one of the ones I had kind of hoped I might get a foil of. The Accursed Desert. Oh, that foiling is rad. Look at that. That is some beautiful foiling. And then the full art on the back. I love it. Few more cards. I don't even care that this is just an ordinary, but I want it because I want to see the actual foil on the artwork. Okay, oop, Hot Wheels again. Another Mandrake Jars. Another Desecrated Ground. And the big card, okay, Corpse Explosion. We had already seen that one. Still, one of the more fun arts of the set. And then, man, another. Okay, so we have Overflow. Let's see, how does the foiling look on there? Not bad, not bad. It's an interesting art. Like, what exactly are we pouring this almost hair looking like water on. All right. Okay, YouTube, what the heck is the problem here? Huh. No, there's definitely... Yeah, okay, I don't know what the heck YouTube's problem is. It's complaining that there's no audio coming through. I just was able to hear myself speaking over stream, so I don't know if it just doesn't like the fact that I leave in frequent pauses, which is a unfortunate, atrocious fact of the way that I talk. So it keeps thinking that, oops, your audio is crapped out, even though, no, that's just, I never learned how to properly speak English. Happens. Ooh, okay. Another new exceptional we haven't seen here. Fatality. Finish them with this exceptional magic. 3 mana, kill target wounded minion. Okay, alright. The art is great. The card is a little bit less exciting. I don't think Sorcery to date has had a straight up Magic the Gathering Dark Banishing equivalent where you just kill off a creature. This is, I think, is the closest so far, but even then it has to be a wounded minion. Undead Ambush. Alright, and another elite that we haven't seen yet. Betrayal. Elite magic of Broken Brotherhood. Gain control of target enemy minion this turn, and untap it. Okay. So, for 5 mana, you take control of an enemy's minion for a turn. Probably you can go ahead and kill it off before it gets to... or before your turn ends, if you're smart about it. Oh, there's this one again. Road to Perdition. Just another one where I immediately look at it. I guess from the previous 2 sets, I kind of got used to being able to almost pick out what the rarity of a card was based on how cool the art was. This set has so many cards that are just like ordinaries or exceptionals that have this incredible art on them, and I love it. Those Who Linger, pretty sure we saw these. It has, oh right, this is the one that starts off with a creature that allows you to summon a weaker creature, then the next creature gets to summon a yet weaker creature, and so on and so forth. We did see that one yesterday. The Gibbous Night Gaunts. And the big card, ooh, Divine Lance. Elite Magic. As above, so below. So 3 mana, deal 1 damage to each minion at target site. You may break any number of allied wards to increase the damage by 1 for each broken ward. Okay. I mean, it's another card where if you pile up a bunch of lances, you could do a ton of damage, but hold on a sec. Deal 1 damage to each minion. Alright. I was going to say, since it says minions, you can't use this to hit the enemy avatar. I was kind of thinking that you could pile up wards and just throw a whole ton of damage straight at your opponent, but nah. Minions only, so that does not affect avatars. There we go. Right? Driftwood Marrows. Begone. The Fallen Angel. I love the art of this card. This is another one where I looked at this and I thought for certain that this was going to be an elite, but it is in fact only an exceptional. And then we have another elite. Okay, this is Pilgrim Shrine. We did see this one yesterday. This is the one where that comes in with Ward, but when a minion leaves this site, so presumably the first one, you can transfer this site's Ward to it. Although actually, I guess you could put wards back on the site later, which would then continue to transfer to minions as they leave. Oh, I saw the shininess. And, okay, exceptional. Oh, but the art and the foiling on this is great. That is another card with some fantastic foiling to it. Like all the cloud of smoke in the background, kind of touching on the cloak around it. Loving that. And let's see. Oh. Oh, I didn't even, yep, because that was covered. I didn't notice the little knights that he's kind of wailing on over here to the side. Very cool. Actually, we got space. I can put it over there. All right, so previous box, we had, it was either 6 or 7 non-foil uniques and 7 foils. So we're going to see if that trend continues here. So we're up to 5 foils and 4 non-foil uniques so far. Let's see. Oh, another Persecutor. Enduring Faith. Did we already get this one? Until your next turn, it takes damage for... Yeah, okay. We did already get Enduring Faith. Necropotence. And our big card... Ooh, an Elite Gargantula. An Elite Beast and Mother of Hunger. So 4 mana for a 4/4. And on Genesis, so on entering the realm, Gargantula may drag an adjacent minion here, disabling it in a cocoon until a unit at its location taps to free it. Okay. I wish that was kind of just a general ability where it could tap, pull something in, and cocoon it instead of just a Genesis ability. That would make it way more fun. But still. Big ol' spider. Come on. Holy Nova. Our intrepid hero. The active volcano, one of my personal favorites. And our big card. Emo Goblin. Okay. An elite fairy with a peculiar palette. So 2/2 for 2, and it's Genesis and Deathrite. So both when it enters the realm and when it leaves the realm. Set players' maximum life to their current life. Fascinating. So normally, all avatars have a maximum life total of 20. At least I'm pretty sure every single avatar released so far. But basically, when this dude comes into play, and then when he leaves, it changes up the avatar's maximum life totals. I mean, I guess that's one way to shut down healing. Detonate. Okay, another Flagellant. Order of the White Wing. Onslaught, another art I love. So after yesterday's opening, I did actually grab, I think it was this and one other card that I'm forgetting the name of, and actually sat there and looked at the art and sorted out what the heck was going on in there. This is just cool. And then our big card. Ooh, okay. We have either an elite or unique avatar and a new one, the Animist. So another 20 health, it's only a 1/1. Your avatar with an invincible imagination. So standard tap to player draw a sight. You may cast magics in your hand as spirits with power equal to their cost. So you can take any magic spell in your hand, presumably for the cost that the magic would normally cost, but you can just play it as a spirit creature who has power toughness equal to their cost. That's very interesting. That's another one. Off the top of my head, I'm sure there's some things you can combo with this, but I would have to like dig through all the cards to try and find the best things to go with this. That's a very interesting ability. Oh my goodness, another foil. Ooh, foil elite. And it's one we haven't seen yet. Okay, Sinister Pond. An elite site of deceptive tranquility. So this is a water site. And let's see here. Mortals here may transform into evil from hand by paying the difference in cost. Hold on, what does that mean? Mortals here may transform into evil from hand. Into evil from hand by paying the difference in cost. All right, my tiny smooth brain is going to have to try and read and interpret this. Mortals here may transform into evil, which is demons, undead, and monsters, by paying the difference in cost. So I think what this is saying is a mortal minion on this site, if you have an evil card, so a minion with the types undead, demon, or monster, I think was the third one. It was either monster or beast. I'm pretty sure it was monster. You can pay just the mana difference cost between the mortal on the site and the card of evil in your hand, and then get rid of the mortal minion and put down the evil minion. So you can basically trade up creatures. Okay. How's the foiling on it? Okay. Tasteful, not my absolute favorite, but I think it's some tasteful foiling. Let's see the full art here, see if they... Ooh. Yeah, that's a neat one. Not quite as cool as a Cursed Desert, but we're just going to put it under it because I like a Cursed Desert better. Okay, so that is 6 foils. Oh, Bladder Blimp. Wreathed in Righteousness. Dredge. And then big card. Okay, another Nadir Seed, or Nader Seed, or I'm not really certain how to pronounce that, but another one of these. Okay, nothing special hiding in the back. Okay, another Invigorate. Haystack. Bind Evil. And our big one. Ooh, okay, another one we've already seen before, the Blightstone. That just outright disables a site. Every time the Screamer shows up, it is immediately noticeable. Just the art stands out so much in comparison to every other card. I can see why that's what they put as the art on the booster packs. Okay. Desecrate, another one of my favorite arts. Damascene Mummy. Our Mimic. And Master Necromancer. The dead stir around this elite mortal. We've got a 2/2 for 5. He's expensive. Spellcaster, not surprising. And a Genesis, summon a skeleton token to each other adjacent site. Okay. So he hits the board, and as long as you don't put him on like an edge or a corner, you get 4 free skeleton tokens. So 4 free 1/1s. Okay. And at a 2/2, he's honestly a not too weak spellcaster. A lot of the spellcasters are 1s. Oh, the Pile of Skulls. That's still just a funny ability. Once on your turn, you may banish a card from any cemetery and just summon a skeleton token. Heretics of Seth. Did we already see this card? Now I don't remember. Exceptional mortals subvert the Holy Order. 3/3 for 3. And on Genesis, they just steal a ward. Toolbox, I remember that one. And, ooh, an Elite Magic, Into the Abyss. Elite Magic for them that don't mind the dark. So 4 mana, submerge target minion, or pull it into a void it's adjacent to. Interesting. I mean, given that it's a looks like an old prospector standing on top of ground, I would have thought that that would be bury target minion or pull it into a void, but okay. Interesting. All right. Okay. Yet another monster morphosis. Failed mutation. Our Zeppelin of Zealots. And, ooh, a new unique. Red Rock of Ravanus. I think that's how I'm going to say it. A unique monument of magnetic malice. So for 3 mana, artifacts can't be carried here. At the end of each turn, pull each artifact 1 step towards this site along with its bearer. So that's interesting. So on the site where the red rock is placed, artifacts can't be carried, but at the end of each turn, pull each artifact 1 step towards, pull each artifact. So it's not even like nearby, it's literally every artifact towards this site along with its bearer. Does that mean it only affects carryable artifacts, or is it also pulling other monuments? What about... Oh, hold on a sec. No, because this is carryable, and that's not specifically listed as an artifact. So does that also cover, like, automatons and artifact creatures? And what happens... Pull each artifact one step towards the site along with its bearer. What happens if a bearer with an artifact is pulled onto the site? Are they forced to drop the artifact? Yeah, I'm going to have to check rules errata on that one. Okay, I have a Forsaken Crypt. Troll Morlocks. Downbraced. God, it almost looks like, oh, what's his name? Guy who directed Agira Wrath of God. Werner Herzog. Ooh, and then we have a new elite. What is that? Dole? D-H-O-L. Dole Chance. Doll Chance. Dole, I don't know, I'm not sure. Elite magic of vocalized lunacy. Tap any number of nearby allies, reveal that many spells from the top of your spellbook, and cast one for free. Put the rest at the bottom of your spellbook. Okay, so for 5 mana and tapping a bunch of creatures, you get a free spell. I mean, if you got a bunch of cheap minions sitting around that you don't need to use, yeah, that could pay off, but the fact that it costs 5 in the first place and then you have to tap that many creatures, not the best, not the worst. Virgin. Okay, bit of dirt in the back of the card there. We've got Witching Hour. Corruptor Freak. Kiss of Death. And big card. Gloam Toads. This is a new one. Elite monsters eat all they can reach. So it's a 6/6 for 5. Immobile. But tap, drags in target adjacent unit, and may strike when it arrives. Okay, so it's kind of like Pudge Butcher from the base set, but I think it's a little bit worse. Well, it's more powerful than the Pudge Butcher, but the Pudge Butcher, I think, was just shooting out a full-blown projectile, so you could pull in creatures from like anything in a cardinal direction. Where these guys appear to only drag in from adjacent. Oh, okay. That flare. Love that flare art. And Dun Slug. All right. Down to the last third of this box. So we're sitting 6 foils, 5 non-foil uniques. Oh, there's our Clay Golem again. The Hand of Glory. Ooh, heavy artifact pack here. Eerie Coral, which is the water version of the Hand of Glory. And the big card. Falling Star. Okay, new one. An Elite Aura. And what is that? Supernal? Yeah, Supernal Portent. So for 4 mana, lasts 3 of your turns. When the star falls... Okay, so getting a little colloquial on the wording here. So lasts 3 of your turns. So it just sits there for 3 turns. Oh, it's an aura. I thought this was a spell. No. So you place it, and it sits there for 3 turns. You may summon a minion from your hand atop an affected site. It strikes each other unit where it lands. Okay. So this one's a little odd. So you can, since it's an aura, you would place it at like the intersection point of at least 2, though more likely 4 spots on the realm. And then it just sits there for 3 turns. And at the end of that 3rd turn, you can just drop a minion from your hand onto any one of those 4 sites, and it automatically does its power and damage to any other minions on whatever site it lands on. Okay. Okay. I've already seen the shininess, so... What is it? Alright. Ooh. I already really like the foiling on this one. Putting the foiling on, like, the little sunset in the back, or is that a sunrise? Not sure. Also on the water, under the bridge. Using it to silhouette the actual town was a fantastic choice for the foiling. Love that. Take a look. Very good choice on the foiling. Okay. Oop, there's the thin ice. All of our poor little Vikings just falling through. Bullwhip. Bitten. This guy clearly needs the town priest to help him out. And, okay, another unique magic. So this is Life Wish. Unique magic of Burgeon and Bloom. Fully heal each avatar. Okay, so we have the opposite of Death Wish here. Very neat. You either have everybody's life or bring it all back up to max. And let's see. Oh, River of Blood, another one of my favorites. Sensu of the Fang. Hauntless Head. Okay, this is a new one. What is this? Bureau of Occult Control. An elite site regulates and taxes sorcery. Oh no. Players must pay 2 mana to access a collection or cemetery. Okay. So anytime you try to pull something out of your collection or you try to play something out of the cemetery, you have to pay 2 mana to do it. And it's an elite, which means you could play 2 of these. And then it would be 4, which would just be ridiculous. Oh, one of my own personal favorites, 4 fat frogs. You can never have enough fat frogs. Oh, the Nomo or Namo monitor. So yet another one of these cards that has a proper noun that I have no idea how to pronounce. Molten Mar. Ooh, bleeding skull. Ooh. I'm not sure that's what the root of your teeth is supposed to look like there. Mm-hmm. An elite relic dripped with blood. Whenever a minion dies nearby, your opponent loses 1 life. Ooh. Oh, there has to be ways to combo this. Either to, let's see. Off the top of my head, is there a card that you can just feed creatures into? I can't think of one off the top of my head. There has to be one. This has potential. There's ways to abuse this. I may not be able to think of it right now, but there's absolutely ways to abuse that. There he is again. Okay, Ferryman's Coin. Our Death Knight, another fantastic art. Our Fertile Earth. And, okay, another Crucifix. This is one we saw yesterday. Oh, the Stygian Archers. That's some great art. Our Estranged Loner. Again, your standard terminally online person. Mountain Peaks. And, oh, this is new. Oh, and it's cool. I don't know what it is, but it's cool. Core Crematory. A unique site burns scrolls, swords, and souls alike. So it's a fire place, and for 4 threshold, man. If a card would be placed in a cemetery, banish it instead. Okay, so that's just the cemetery killer. As long as you have at least enough fire threshold, there is no more cemetery. Yeah, in combination probably, I think, with Pile of Skulls, maybe 1 or 2 other cards, you could probably play a deck that forces People's Cemetery to be empty. Can't think of a card immediately that would turn that into a win condition, but there's gotta be one. Torch and Pitchfork. Oh, man. I don't know why some of these packs are so resistant to just tearing along the spine, where I have to like try and pry them open. Oh, okay, Zombie Bruiser. Our Gnarled Wendigo. The Vesper Swarm. And, okay, Angel Ascendant. So now we have a non-foil version of this. We got a foil elite of this in the box from yesterday. An Elite Mortals, Faith Unfurls. The 2/2 for 2, but if it's warded, becomes a flyer and gains an extra strength. Not a bad card. Village. Oop. Back to back, 2 of the lands that I got foils of in the box. Rowdy boys. Always got to be running around smashing those skeletons. Water nymph. Or water nymph. Winter nymph. The shallow grave. And I knew it! I knew it! I saw that there was a lesser blood demon, and I said, there better be a greater blood demon. An elite demon spawned from your heart. It's a 6/6 for 4, and on Genesis, you lose 4 life. So you got to pay out a little bit of blood to get the blood demon out, but man, that's pretty beefy for the cost. Alright. Oop, Abyssal Assault. Order of the Pale Worm. I don't think I've seen this one yet. Exceptional mortals take nothing on faith. So it's another 3/3 for 3. Nearby sites and units lose ward. Okay. So I think that's the first we've seen of that one. Another Forlorn Keep. That's the one that summons the Penitent Knights out of your collection? Yes. And our big card, oh, Lord of Destruction. Another card that I just outright cannot believe is only an elite. Destroys sites. It strikes. And other minions there. God, that's so cool. Oh, there's more shiny there. Let's see. Okay. Oh, the art is gorgeous. That is another incredible application of the foiling. Just gorgeous. Only an exceptional, so not the most exciting in terms of rarity, but man. And oh, the full art. It was just a beautiful painting to begin with. And then with the tasteful foiling they threw on this one. This one's impressive. Okay. Oh, okay. Another exceptional that I don't think we've seen yet. Searing Truth. Exceptional magic of Infernal Inquiry. Target player draws and reveals 2 spells, then takes damage equal to the higher mana cost. Okay. That's rather interesting. And for only 3 mana, I mean, I guess you would probably expect most people to kind of have mid to lower range mana costs. That's kind of how you usually build an effective functioning deck. But man, if you could like pull up a single just big expensive card, that could be a lot. Ooh, another savior. Okay. The Peculiar Port. And our big one. Oh, okay, this guy again. Earl of the Ivory Towers. Oh, an elite demon with a disdain for plebs. It's just me. Stay stacked there, cards. I need you to remain at least somewhat That's already another, that's more foil. Ooh, another foil elite. Nice. And a card that we've only seen for the first time in this box. So, Bureau of Occult Control. Let me see if I can... Yeah, this is another one. Sometimes you can get the foiling to show up on camera. Sometimes it just doesn't look anywhere near as good as it does in real life. This is one where when I'm looking at it down in my hands, the foiling actually looks significantly better than I can get this darn camera to pick up. This is some pretty cool foiling. Let's see the original art. Ooh, with the little path up to it. That's very cool. Okay, so a lot... Uh-oh. Come on, guards, don't fall off the table on me. Last couple of packs here, a lot more foils than I was expecting here. A whole lot more than we got in the first box. Let's see. So a little more holy water. Order of the Sacred Oak. Bone Jumble. And our big card. Okay, the Lucid Dreamers. We've seen this one before. Oh, right, this is the one that can basically act as a minion factory out in the void, which is just super cool. And then last pack of box number 2, and we'll take a count of what we got out of here. Ooh, the deep sea. Oh, is that a little tentacle guy? It is a little tentacle guy. Swap. Meat hook. And then last big card of the box. Another unique magic, the Flood. Unique magic, a boundless inundation. Permanently flood the entire realm, including voids. Submerge everything except one minion of each type. Shouldn't that be 2 minions of each type? Come on, Eric Scurioso, what do you think you're doing? But still, 6 mana and flood the whole realm. So we have finally an alternative to Great Old One, to being able to just flood everything. And some great art in there. Okay. And that is it for box number 2. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 non-foil uniques. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 foils. So that's significantly different from the first box, where we got 7 foils and either 6 or 7 uniques, depending on what the heck the interrogator is. So that's very interesting. In my experience, doing a whole bunch of box openings for both beta and Arthurian Legends, the number of non-foil uniques and foils was extremely consistent from box to box. Like, it was the exact same, well, not Arthurian Legends, because of the whole, some of the knights not being uniques, but in terms of actual uniques, it was extremely consistent. This is actually the first time where from one box to the next, there's been a significant variance in the number of foils and just uniques coming out of the boxes, which is very interesting to me. So we'll quickly sort those out into piles, gather up these, and we're going to immediately move into box number 3. I'm going to put those over there, lightly off screen. Ugh. Next box. Okay. More Hot Wheels. Pile of skulls. Zeppelin of Zealots. And first of this box, okay, another Elder Ruins. So this is one we did see yesterday. Oh, this is the one that lets you just pull out Shogots. Okay, nothing too exciting from pack number 1. How in there? I don't even know how I did that. River of Blood. Our Harvest Festival. Eerie Coral. Ooh, another new unique and another aura. So this is Sow the Earth. A unique aura promises prosperity. So for 4 mana, conjure Sow the Earth to a single void square, playing your top site there. This site provides double mana and threshold. Oh! So if you can cover the 4 and the 3 Earth threshold, you just get a free site in the realm, and it provides double. That's it. That ain't bad. Come on. Rah. Oop, immediate haystack. Just what you always need. A gnarled Wendigo. A shallow grave. Ooh, and another animist. Okay. Would have liked to see one of the different avatars, but have a couple of those now. Oh, that's foil. Detonate. That's another cool art to just have in a foil. So it's everything around the kind of jar that's acting as the exploding artifact. And yeah, it's just foiled across pretty much the whole front of the card, which, not the more subtle foiling that we've seen on some of the other cards, but it definitely works with this one. Very bright. Let's see. Ooh. Very neat artwork there. Oh, I'm grabbing too many. I'm getting excited. Okay. Necromancer. Bitten. The Accusation. Another one. The art to me on this card is perfect. Like, I could not think of a better piece of art you could put here to just encapsulate what this card is about. And then the big one, ooh, another unique. Deliverance. Unique magic, the light shall prevail. For 3 mana, banish all nearby evil. Okay, so you just kind of get rid of a whole bunch of enemy minions. Sewer rats, our plague rats, all sorts of rats in a row there. Right up to the troubled town. They're troubled because of all the rats. Oh, more skeleton smashing. You know what? If me and my old friends had been peasants in a medieval world that was full of skeletons, this is probably what we would have been doing when we were teenagers. Feign Death. Hauntless Head. And... okay, another Shrike Orchard. This is one we saw yesterday. That has its little clockwork bird sitting on the thorns there. Screamer again. Every single time. Ah. Okay. Oh, the Kissers of Wounds, among other things. Another Winter Nymph. Our Gibbous Night Gaunts. Oh, okay, and a Blightstone. So we've seen a few of these ones now. I do like the Blightstone. Just the ability to drop a relic and it completely shuts down whatever site it happens to be sitting on is a very interesting mechanic. That Flayer. More rats. Bats, which are basically just flying rats. I'm pretty sure there's at least 2 to 3 rats in every single pack. Right, our Kroll Morlocks, Fallen Angel, Werner Herzog, and, ooh, okay, another one we've seen before, but Iron Maiden. God, whenever a nearby avatar draws a card, they lose life equal to the number of cards they've drawn this turn. I'm not sure I've ever seen a card that would so make me reconsider whether or not I want to draw a card. Get going. More Witching Hour. Okay, another Order of the Pale Worm. Our Redmane Hyena. Every time I look at this, I want to say Hydra, but it is most definitely a hyena. Okay, and another Master Necromancer. So lots of skeleton tokens are going to come out of these. Oh, hold up. That's a shiny pile of skulls. So let's see how they did on this one. Ooh. Throwing a little bit on the tops of some of the skulls to accent, as well as the red in the background. Again, another, in my opinion, great application of foiling. See. Okay, so the full art is just extended down a little bit, although I do like the lighting that was applied to the skulls at the bottom where you normally can't see them. It does provide like a really nice contrast to the skulls sitting at the top. You know, you have to be very artful with your piles of skulls. Right, another ferryman's coin. Sensu of the Fang, our guardian angel, and okay, so this is an elite. Let's see here. Apply Alkahest, elite magic of alchemical erasure. Destroy all minions, artifacts, and auras at target nearby site for, let's see, 4 mana, and is that all 4 threshold? It is. Fire, air, earth, water. So you have to have one of every single threshold to play this, but you basically wipe out everything at just one site on, well, okay, target nearby site, so it has to be at least close to your caster. But you can just do a wipe of a particular site. I'm surprised it doesn't also take out the site itself. Okay, ooh, another Dark Alley. Corruptor Freak. Kiss of Death. And big card. Ooh, okay, another unique that we haven't seen. The City of Traitors. A unique site of wicked, or veiled. A unique site of veiled betrayal. Oh, good lord, that's way too small to ever get that to focus. Okay, but let's see. So for 1 fire threshold, provides 2 mana instead of 1, but your opponent can cast minions to this site stealthed. Ew. So it's a unique site. It doesn't provide any threshold, it provides you 1 mana. But if you have a fire threshold from one of your other sites, you get 2 mana out of here instead, which is neat. But your opponents can cast minions to this site and they get stealth. I don't know if a single mana each turn is really worth that. Situational. I'd have to think about it. Gift of Frog. Stay in a stack, cards. Come on. Ooh, Slobber Maw right off rip. Okay, another Forlorn Keep. Our always estranged loner. Okay, and Dread Thicket. So we have seen Dread Thicket before. First attack out of this site each turn can't be defended. Oh, my favorite exceptional so far are Harkening Kraken. Vesper Swarm. Hollow One. And, oh, another unique, and another one we have not seen. Maiden Mother Crone. A unique deity, waxing, full, and waning. So it's a 3/3 for 5, which is, okay. Let's see, Genesis, so when it comes in, heal 3. 3 mana, draw a card, and when it dies, lose 3 life. Okay. I mean, for most of its time, that's not bad. I mean, you drop it down for an immediate 3, and it's... Is there another card that just has a consistent pay draw spell ability yet? Again, I'd have to look through and think about it. I don't think there's another minion that just has a consistent draw card ability. So, okay. Very cool. Oh, there's a Harbinger. We did see this yesterday as well. Enduring Faith. The Heretics of Seth. And I Am Colossus, right into another unique. And one, oh, Jesus. That's a 10 power. Oh boy. A unique automaton of sinew and sacrilege. So it's a 10 power for 10 mana. And let's see. You may banish minions under your control or from your hand or cemetery to help cast the Colossus. It costs 1 mana less to cast for each. So if you're willing to throw away other creatures, you can make a 10/10 for less. Okay. I am Colossus. Like, I'm sitting here trying to work out the details of all the artwork, because it's got like the wood scaffolding around it. I'm trying... Is that like they're pouring wax on the outside of it to make a shell? Or is that supposed to be like molten metal? What is this guy made out of? Not sure, but it's cool. All right, more holy water. Can never have enough of that. Deep Sea. Okay, we had 2 of the double threshold lands in a row. Next with the Mountain Pass. And... okay, another Angel Ascendant. Right into a Death Knight. Swap. Full box. And, okay, another Lacuna entity. Yeah, so we're primarily starting to see just kind of duplicates of cards we already had. which is to be expected as you keep opening. Still feels like there's probably a ton of uniques that we've not seen, and I know for a fact there's still a good chunk of these avatars, and I don't think all of them are uniques or elites that we just have not seen yet. The Fatality, Stygian Archers, Find Evil, and oh, yet another new unique. Sister Stefania. This unique mortal has seen it all. Another 2/2 for 2. Ward. Other nearby minions are silenced. Okay. I wonder if that's a reference to something. I don't recognize the name. Sister Stefania. If it's a reference to something, I don't know it. Overflow. And that Vandal Imp at the back, always knocking over some poor guy's beer. Wave of Eviction. Ooh, Gravedigger. First time we've seen a Gravedigger. At least today. Oh, there's that again. That Road to Perdition. And, okay, another Betrayal. Saw that earlier. Man, I've not seen a lot of foils yet in this box. Only 2. Already up to 6 non-foil uniques. It seems like this set may kind of have a little bit of what I was experiencing with the beta boxes, where like in the 3 divisions, for some reason one of them, usually for me it was the left, was always packed heaviest with foils. It would have like 7 or 8 of the 9 foils you might get out of a box, and then there would be like 1 scattered between the other 2. I don't know if anyone else experienced that back in the beta release. I certainly did. Fields of Fixus, Bladderblimp, and okay, it's an elite, but this is a new one. Sentinel Trap. An elite monument protects the parapet. So for 4 mana, at the end of each turn, Sentinel Trap deals 4 damage to each unit at the adjacent location it's facing. Then rotates 90 degrees clockwise. Okay. At the end of each turn, Sentinel Trap deals 4 damage to each unit at the adjacent location it's facing, then rotates 90 degrees clockwise. So do you get to pick its initial facing location when you play it, or is it always assumed when you play it, it faces the standard direction you play cards? I have to check that. Kind of interesting. So let's see. Sentinel deals 4 damage to each unit at the adjacent location. So this also hurts your own minions if they happen to get in the way. Man, I just looked up at the camera here, and to see Sister Stefania eerily glaring up at the camera like, what do you think you're doing? You watching a video about opening sorcery cards? Is that what you think you're doing? Very judgmental. God, she's even right there when I'm holding the cards up in front of the camera as best I can. Wreathed in Righteousness. Undead Ambush, our Forsaken Crypt, and ooh, Only an elite. This is another one that I looked at and immediately thought was a unique. So Lord of Greed, an elite demon of ill-gotten gains. So a 6/6 for 6, can't drop artifacts. Wonder what happens if it interacts with that artifact that makes things drop artifacts. At the end of your turn, Lord of Greed snatches an artifact from elsewhere into his hand. He just grabs things from elsewhere. Does that include things being carried by other minions? I mean, it does just say snatches an artifact from elsewhere. So I'm assuming that means regardless of whether or not it's carried. That's funny. All right. Oh, the card I don't know how to pronounce. Harpion Urge. I'll roll with that. Mimic. Those Who Linger. And Rat King. That is a cool art. I love this. Another one that's only an elite. How is this not a unique? Tangled Beasts comprise an elite monster. 3/3 for 3, Genesis and Deathrite. Search your top 6 spells. You may summon an ordinary rat from among them to each other adjacent site. Put the rest on the bottom of your spell book. So you can basically get, let's see, to each other adjacent site. Potentially up to 4 common rat cards out of your deck into play for free, both when it enters and leaves the realm. That's absolutely fascinating. Are there enough rats in here to make a rat deck? There might be. I gotta look into that. Brawler. Ooh! Foil Elite, and one that we haven't seen before. What is this? Mayor of Milbourne. An elite mortal keeps the town together. So it's a 2/2 for 3. Other nearby mortals have +1 power. God, another one of these guys. Oh, that foiling. You know, he's got the foiling just on his eye, throughout his beard. It's highlighting like the town and the mountains in the background with just a little bit hitting the light coming in over his shoulder. This is another fantastic job with the foiling on this card. Love it. Let's see if there's something cool going on. No, okay, he's just kind of leaning on a bit of marble under there. Still, the Mayor of Milbourne. Digging that. Okay, ooh, some thumb screws. Never leave home without them. Consecrated Ground. Another Invigorate. And... okay, another named character who's only an elite. Renatus Trueblood. Or maybe that's... I thought Renatus would have been a name. Maybe that's like a proper noun or something. An undead, now recognized among the elite. He's a 4/4 for 5, airborne, and Renatus Trueblood's strike damage against units heals you. Okay, so he has vampirism. I mean, fair enough. Creamer. Okay, and Exhume. Driftwood Marrows. Another Zombie Bruiser. And... okay, a Divine Lance. That's the one you can pile up damage by throwing away wards. Okay. Another Bullwhip. Ah, God, that active volcano. I just cannot describe how much I appreciate the art on that one. Desecrate. And... okay. Ersatz Platz. So we did see this one, I think yesterday. This is... what is this one again? Oh, you can play an exceptional site from your collection here, banishing this site. So that's the one that basically lets you just swap out for an exceptional from your collection. Sewer Rats, Plague Rat. Ooh, thumb screws. Okay, foil thumb screws. Let's see, how does this one look? Oh, come on. Let's see what they did. So it's primarily just on the skeleton behind the actual thumb screws, which, that's okay. Not my favorite choice in the foiling. I probably would have done the metal of the actual thumb screws and maybe a little bit around the skeleton, but let's see if the full art pays off here. That's pretty neat. So, another one of these. Ah! Right? Clay Golem. Begone. Damascene Mummy, and... oh, okay, this is a new elite. Shackled Demon. An elite demon bides his time. A 5/5 for 4. Disabled until adjacent spellcaster taps to release him. I mean, you play him right, you could basically do that the turn he hits the realm. That's probably why it's not a huge discount in the price versus his power. Another very cool art, though. Who does these? Juan Pachuca. I probably said that wrong. God, I love this guy's use of color. Like, sometimes it's almost a little bit too much, but a lot of the times just the massive... nope, brain just fell apart and forgot all the English words. I like it. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Molten Mar. Raise. Mudslide. Ooh. And then a new elite. We haven't seen Seraphim. An elite angel anoints the worthy. So it's a 4 power for 6. It flies and has ward. At the end of your turn, you may transfer a nearby ward onto a nearby minion or site. Okay, so once per turn, well, at the end of your turn, you can shift around wards. I mean, maybe if you could combo it with something. I don't know if that ability really justifies the 6 mana for a 4 power flyer. Ooh, I think I see some shiny in the back there. I did. Oh, that's the elite. This is another one I wanted to see in foil. God, the Vindictive Nation. With whatever the hell that cannon is in the background. God, and there is just foiling all over this, and it's amazing. Oh. I mean, everything about this just screams Warhammer 40k to me. I guess maybe not the sword as much, but like if that was a chaos cannon. God, that is a cool piece of art. I'm so happy we got that one. Right? Some scatter. Our Holy Nova. 4 fat frogs. And, okay, another Dole Chant. Detonate. Oh boy, that pack just does not want to open it at all. Got to be something good in this one, as I'm immediately proven wrong. The Necropotence. More Searing Truth. Our Avenging Angel. And... ooh, that's a new one. Hellfire. Elite Magic of Burning Brimstone. So for 5 mana, destroy everything below sites. Okay, so anything submerged or burrowed. Then deal 2 damage to each minion above. So this just hits everything except stuff that's out in the void. That's the only place to hide from the Hellfire. Oh, I immediately see shiny. Okay, Intrepid Hero. How's the foiling on this? Okay, just a little bit of a splotch in the background to accentuate everything around the actual hero. Okay. Is there any on the sword or the shield? There is. There's a very small amount on the metal of the sword and the shield, toward the hilt and on the top of the shield there. See anything? Oh, look at that. Couple little evil guys hiding underneath the rock. They don't want to face him. This dude's lethal to evil. Okay. Let's see here. Bitter Departed. Another Intrepid Hero. You can never have enough. Abyssal Assault. And another Cranky Overseer. Hey, somebody's got to keep all those slaves in line. See, an Open Grave. There's YouTube freaking out again because it thinks that my audio bitrate is 0. It's just because I'm not very loud, YouTube. It's okay. Let's see here. We have our Demon Hunter. Carionet. Another Barging Barghest. And... okay, another Boulevard of Bones. I do like this card. Well, I suppose I don't actually like the card as much. I love the art of the card. I don't think I noticed that when I first looked at that. That's like a skull there. The light at the end of the tunnel is just a skull. Uh-oh. There's a Screamer. He's looking at you. Alrighty, let's see, Failed Mutation, another Flagellant, Nomo Monitor, that's a unique. Holy crap, Rasputin's in here. Yeah, yet another name I was not expecting to see. A unique mortal doesn't know how to die. So he's another 2 for 2. Spellcaster, and banish an evil ally. Cast Rasputin from your cemetery to there. He adds their power and abilities to his own until he dies again. Oh, so you can just toss evil allies, pull Rasputin out of your cemetery, and he becomes more powerful. I love it. You know, much like Jack the Ripper from the first box, just another name I was not expecting to randomly see in a card game. Come on. There we go. Keep that going. Here. Okay, so a ghost town. Peculiar port. Onslaught. This is another one of the cards I was looking at for a while, just trying to understand it. I don't remember if this was the exact one I said it on the first time, but... and another unique, immediately into Purgatory. A unique site where sin is scoured by flame. It's a fire site, and let's see, whenever an evil minion dies nearby, its controller loses 1 life. Okay. Very cool. Another amazing art. God, it's just got like all the evil guys on a spit. Leadworks. Ooh, okay. Eerie Coral. So yesterday we got the Sensu fan, which was the That was the air version of these relics that gives the bearer +1 power and makes them an elemental spellcaster. So now we have the Eerie Coral, which is the water version. I do like that they put the foiling on the bits of coral. That works pretty well. And otherwise, especially against the black background. Very simple art, but I think it does the job. God, YouTube is so unhappy about the fact that I don't talk enough. I clearly need to like put on some background music or something so it stops complaining at me. Order of the Sacred Oak. Another savior. I think that's like the third of these. That's the second just today. A Frozen Horror and Clairvoyant. Okay, this one's new. An elite mortal sees the unseen. So it's a 1 power for 2 ward, and once on your turn, you may banish a dead minion to look at your top spell, and you can shuffle it down to the bottom. I mean, I suppose if you're not overly dependent on minions being in your cemetery, the ability to cycle through cards and push things you don't need to the bottom is probably pretty useful. In particular, if you don't want to use the Seer as your avatar, which, if I remember correctly, the Seer's ability is very similar to that. There's a Screamer. He's looking at you, just waiting to pop out and get you. The Fertile Earth, Order of the White Wing, Deserted Ground, and Dormant Monstrosity. Another one we haven't seen. Oh, it's like Space Cthulhu? Not totally sure. An elite monster in Cosmic Reverie. So it's a 6 power for 7. Voidwalk must be cast to a corner void, costing 2 mana less for each unit in an adjacent square. So it costs 2 mana less, but you have to put it in a corner void, which means there's very few places you can actually cast this. And kind of the whole point of being able to get its cost down means that you need to have sites around that corner void for other units to sit on, or you need a whole bunch of minions with Voidwalk to fill the gap. Because, I mean, basically all you need is like 2 to 3, and this actually becomes a very cost-effective card. Veered Revenant, Monks of Balsa, let's see. Ooh, another one of my favorites. Not a particularly great card, but I do just love the art for the Skeleton Mage. Bone Jumble. Ooh, Persecutor. And Symmetric Suffering. Okay. That's a new elite. Let's see. Elite Magic of Compounding Grief. For 3 mana, sacrifice up to 1 minion, artifact, and aura. Your opponent must sacrifice the same. Okay. A little bit situational, but you could probably get that to work in your favor. Angry mob. My pigs. Okay. Mandrake jars. God. The base of Babel. We still have not seen the apex of Babel. It's got to be in one of these boxes. Dredge. And, okay. Another vindictive nation. Can never have enough vindictiveness. I still really love the foil of this, though. The foil of this is such a cool card. Let's see. Plague Rat. Well, that's an avatar. And avatars are not commons, which means that's a foil. Of course it's a savior. What other foil avatar would I possibly get? Let's see. Oh, that. Along the rim of the clouds there, emphasizing the fire he's got in his hands, the glow on the, I guess the halo behind him. Oh, this is a fantastic foiling. Hopefully I can get that to show up well. Oh, right there. That's where all the rainbow is. Let's see the art. Yeah, the full art for the avatars isn't quite as exciting because you can actually pretty well see the majority of it even on the regular card. But still, that's another one with some great foiling. See here, Cinterfay. Consecrate. Monster Morphosis. And Orm Infester. Okay, another new elite. An elite monster leeches off the land. 2 power for 3. Burrowing and submerge. Okay. Oh, burrowing and submerge. Combination of those two is a little bit more rare across all the sets as opposed to this set, which now has a ton of burrowing Voidwalk and submerge Voidwalk. But at the end of your turn, deal 1 damage to this site, and you heal 1. Oh, so this is a vampiric hit to sites. Oh, I like that. Fortune. I immediately see the shininess right there in the back. All right, ordinary for Gift of the Serpent. Oh, that's another one. Just all across the snakes. See anything cool hidden? Nah, not too much. But another awesome foiling job on this one. Ooh, even a little bit on the fingers. Like you can see on the tips and along the edge of that finger there. It's a little tough to see it. But you can absolutely see that even on the hands, there's just a small touch of foiling around all the snakes. Very nice. On top of there. All right, and that is the last one of box number 3. So let's see, we have another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so 9 foils in box 3, and 3, 6, 8 non-foil uniques. Okay. So I don't know what the deal was with the very first box we opened, where we only got like 7 of each. We're now 2 in with 9 foils and 8 non-foil uniques. I hope it continues on that pattern, because that's a heck of a lot better than 7 and 7. And all right, so we've been going about 2 hours. I think we can, we're doing a box an hour. I think we can manage one more. Tonight. Sister Stefania is not happy with you. You should not be watching this stream. You should be doing something productive with your life. Ugh. And one more. God. These booster boxes, I'm pretty sure I said it yesterday, these have to be the highest quality just booster boxes I've ever seen. Okay. Failed mutation. Wave of eviction. River of blood. And... okay, yet another betrayal. Righty, witching hour. Oh, God, until I held it right up to my face, I have been completely misinterpreting what this actually is. These are like very small people. I kind of looked at this and thought like the entire kind of yellowish part was a fate. Was just like one really big face and it was a more goblin-shaped like thing. But no, that is actually a very small human face and a bit of upper torso out of a like dress. Completely misinterpreted what that's supposed to be. Happens. Those who linger are gibbous night gaunts. Ooh, grasping ground. That one's new. Let's see, elite magic, claws at your heels. So 4 mana, each burrowed ally may drag down a target minion or artifact above them. So, okay. If you have a whole bunch of guys hidden under the surface, you can just drag a whole bunch of things down with you. For only 4, that's not bad. Okay, Molten Mar. Corruptor Freak. My old favorite, Fallen Angel. And... a unique Evil Twin. A unique twin hates its kin. So it's... what? A star power. That's a first. Okay. So for 4 mana, enters the realm as an evil copy of an enemy minion and strikes first if they fight. As a copy of an enemy minion. I assume that has to be a specific copy and not because like if the opponent has multiple copies of the same minion in play, I assume the Evil Twin does not get the strikes first against all of them. You have to select one specifically, I would assume. but fascinating. And the star power, this is the first, I believe it's the first time any card in Sorcery has had a just outright undefined. Usually they would put a 0, and then there's part of the ability that defines what their power should be. Open Grave, the Blooms, Den of Evil. All right, so we have Propotence, our Fertile Earth, another Intrepid Hero, and Howl from Beyond. There's again, the Magic the Gathering reference makes its return. Let's see. Oh, and it's a unique. That's interesting. So for 5 mana, the Veil Strains with this unique magic. Deal out your top spells, 1 to each void in the outer columns, so 8 spells. Draw any minions with Void Walk or monsters from among them and banish the rest. Draw any minions with Void Walk or monsters from among them. Heal out 1 to each void. Why does it specify 1 to each void in the outer? Oh no, okay, because it needs to specifically be a void. So if it's potentially up to 8. But if there are sites in the outer columns, it reduces the number of cards you get to pull off the top of your deck. Okay, that's why that's specified that way. It seemed very weird on first reading. And then you get to keep any minions with Void Walk or monsters, and you discard everything else. I mean, could work very well, could bite you in the butt, depending on what happens to be sitting on the top of your deck. Gift of Frog. Okay, another Raise. Mountain Peaks. Order of the White Wing. And, okay, another Corpse Explosion. You can never have too many Corpse Explosions. If you've ever played Diablo, you know that. Oh, there's a shiny right there. You can see it. Emo Goblet. Okay, a foil elite and one we haven't even seen before. So we have Emo Goblet, an elite relic of Sanguine Reserve. Once on your turn, you may fill the goblet by sacrificing a minion here, or empty it if it's full. When you empty the goblet, you gain mana or heal life equal to that minion's power. Okay. You gain mana or heal life equal to its power. Okay, that's very interesting. Oh, we need to check out the foiling. What am I doing? Okay. Again, some tasteful foiling. A little bit on the hands. Okay, the liquid on the inside of the goblet has some, and then a little bit kind of just as shading back behind. Let's see. Yeah, I wasn't really expecting there to be much else for the art. Okay. Interesting. I mean, there seems to be a lot of new cards in the set that allow for, like, recycling weaker cards to try and gain back mana or like transform them up into stronger minions, which is an interesting approach. Don't usually see that quite as often. Got our Avenging Angel, Demon Hunter, Zombie Bruiser, and okay, this is new. An elite, Forgotten Tomb. An elite site honors a long-lost past. So, Genesis. So when it comes in, search your top 5 spells for a minion to discard. Bottom the rest. Okay, so this is another one that just is a way to get cards into the cemetery. You pick up 5 cards off your spellbook, put 1 minion in the cemetery, assuming there is one, and everything else just gets put on the bottom of the deck. I mean, if that's your main goal, then yeah. 10-ton slug. He is a monster, which means the 10-ton slug is evil. Never forget. Gnarled Wendigo. Rowdy Boys. Our Forlorn Keep. And okay, yet another Nadir Seed or Nadir Seed. I'm never going to figure out how to say that properly, but it is what it is. Okay. Winter Nymph. Frozen Horror. Peculiar Port. Golgor. Another elite. How is this an elite? An elite demon of grotesque gluttony. It's Nurgle. So it's 7 power for 7. And once on your turn, you may banish minions with 2 or less power at target adjacent location. Dang. So every turn, you can just pick something next to this guy, and all minions with 2 or less power are just removed. It's a token destroyer. Again, I already see the shininess back there. That's just Novice Necromancer. Okay. How's that foiling? Ooh. I think the foiling's pretty good. I think it honestly looks way better in person than it does on camera. You know, having the little highlight to the skeleton being raised, plus the sky back behind him. It really works, but man, it looks very different on camera than it does in real life. And it looks way better. Let's see about the full art. Ooh, look at the little kitty. Very neat. All right, back to our Order of the Pale Worm. Mandrake Jars. Searing Truth. And... oh, a new avatar. Okay, so another... it's either an elite or a unique. I don't know which. So this is the Ironclad. 20 health. Still 1 power. This is another one where I might have finally expected it to have more than 1, but... Your avatar to repel, rebuff, and rebuke. Tap, player draw a sight as normal. Takes 2 less damage. Dang. So basically anything with 2 power or less just can't... I assume that allows you to go down to 0, so anything with under 3 power just can't hurt it. Which would make you way harder to kill. That's super interesting. Again, I have no idea if that's a unique or elite. Because unfortunately, the avatars do not have their rarity printed on them. Only cards in the sets that don't. All right, another deep sea. Some holy water. Another swap. And... okay. Another divine lance. Kramer. Okay. Heretics of Seth. Toolbox. The meat hook. And... ooh, this is new. It's an elite. So, trade encampment. The sites are so hard to get to focus. An elite site, some trash, some treasure. Oh dear Lord, I am never going to get that text to focus. So, Genesis, you may trade an artifact in your hand with one of equal rarity from your collection. Ooh. Of equal rarity. Kind of feels like this would almost be a pain in the butt to get the ability to trigger, but if you need it, man, you could get a lot of utility out of that. Right, nothing hiding in the back of that one. Another base. We still have not seen an Apex of Babel. Another Harbinger. Harvest Festival. And... okay, Blightstone. Nothing too exciting. At this point, we've seen a decent number of those. Okay, Begone. 4 fat frogs. Another Persecutor. We've seen quite a few Persecutors today. We've also seen quite a few Harbingers today, so I was really hoping we would see more of the avatars, but so far we've only seen, what, 1 new one? Or no, because we saw the Animist. I just got 2 of it. And a new unique that I've never seen before. The Malleus Maleficarum. I think that's how you would say that. A unique document on hammering witches. Once on your turn, bearer may cast a magic from your collection that targets an enemy spellcaster or their location or site. Dang. And there's no restriction on that magic. Okay, so you can just have a big fat destruction magic sitting in your collection and you can just throw it at an enemy spellcaster. That's mean. I like it. See here. Enduring Faith. Holy Nova. Nomo Monitor. Oh, another Jack the Ripper! I think that's the first duplicate unique we've gotten. Because I got a Jack the Ripper out of the very first box I opened yesterday. Well, out of all the duplicates you can get, I can't really complain too much about getting Jack the Ripper more than once. Okay. Neat little flagellant. The Onslaught. Our Death Knight. And... oh, it's another unique. What is this? It's cool looking, whatever it is. The Empyrean? The Empyrean, I think. A unique sight arrayed in adamant light. Provides all 4 threshold if you control a nearby angel or ward. In this set, neither of those is particularly hard to meet. Man, for all 4 threshold. Yeah, I can see why this one's a unique. Oh, I already see the shininess. Let's see. Oh, it's a Base of Babel. Of course it's a Base of Babel. That would have been so cool if it turns out that we finally saw the apex of Babel and it was a foil. Let's see. Okay, so it's just kind of surrounding the tower as a whole. I think I would have liked it better if they had tried to do a little bit of foiling kind of to accent all the different levels and all the smaller towers in there. But let's see the full art. Ooh. Okay. So a good pack for sights, both a foil and a unique. Oh, that one's being a pain. Come on. Oh, haystack. Bladder blimp. The Stygian archers. And another elite. Yeah, all these demons just seem like they should have been uniques. But Lord of Lies. An elite demon sows distrust. 6 power for 6. And once on your turn, you may have 2 target units at a nearby location fight. So you can just force a combat. Not bad. Or wait, and what? You may have 2 target units at a nearby location. You can pick 2 opponents, 2 of your own, or 1 of your own and 1 of an opponent's. Oh, okay. Already I see shiny. Okay, undesirables. Ooh, that's another one with some pretty solid foiling on it. Just highlighting the actual demons. Really kind of fills out the cave in the back. I'm digging it. See. Ooh, oh, we got the poor little guy trying to run. Or is that another demon? You think that's a guy trying to hide from him, or another demon there in the front? I guess he kind of looks like this guy over here, so he's probably just another demon. That's some great art. Dan Seagrave. I recognize that name. Right? Wreathed in righteousness. Our invigorate. Desecrate. And... ooh, okay, another interrogator. So we got this guy in the first box yesterday. This is another one where I have no idea if this is a elite or unique. And Dunslug. Sea Witch. Right, there's our Mimic. Another Chemisine Mummy. Pile of Skulls. And... ooh, okay, this is an elite. We have the Sold Out Cemetery. This elite site accepts no new customers. That's an air site, and let's see, whenever undead enter this site, push another undead here away 1 step. Whenever undead enter this site, push another undead here away 1 step. Presumably as long as there's another undead. So there can only ever be 1 undead on this site. And that includes, let's see, whenever undead enter the site, push another, yeah, so that's both yours and your opponent's undead. So if you're both playing undead, only one of you can be on that cemetery at a time. That's kind of funny. There's another shiny that I just happened to uncover quickly. Gravedigger. Oh, man. Putting the foil on all of the fog, plus there's just a small amount on his face, plus the lantern. Oh, that's a great foiling. See anything? Okay, not too much hidden there, but very neat. Yeah, we got just enough space. I can put it over there. Oh, another necromancer. Okay, we've been getting a lot of necromancers. Not necessarily a bad thing, but frozen horror. Our slobbermaw. Ooh, and a cherubim. So we've got another new elite. An elite angel of burnished bronze. It's a 4 power for 6. Okay, it's another expensive one. Flies and ward. Tap, shoot at projectile for 4 damage. Dang, that's a big Tim. Okay. Noisome twosome. Oh, that's a foil. God, that there was so little foiling on that, I almost didn't see it. It's like, it's just the petals of the flower plus a little bit surrounding the stem right there. There is almost, okay, there's a little bit on the outline of the leaves coming up. But man, this does not have a lot of foiling to it. It's subtle. I like it. get a good... Yeah, not too much was obscured by the rest of the card text and the like. But man, I almost went right past that. Let's see here, Mountain Peaks, Barging Barghest, our Mandrake Jars, and... Oh, another unique. Algor Omphalos? Amphalos? No, that's not, that's an O. It's gotta be Omphalos. Algor Omphalos. A unique monument and frozen focus. It is an earth and water spellcaster as a monument? At the end of your turn, this Omphalos draws a spell which only it can cast. Minions it casts must be summoned here. Okay. So it's just like a stationary spellcaster, very specific spellcaster. And at the end of your turn, it just gets, it's essentially extra card draw, but only the monument itself can be used as the caster for any of those spells. That's kind of interesting. I'd have to think more about that one. Nothing else hiding in there. All right, Monster Morphosis. Another Harbinger. Man, we've got a lot of these guys. A lot of the Necromancers. I guess at this point, I really have just kind of got a whole bunch of all the exceptional, at least I think the 4 big exceptional avatars. Gotten quite a few of them. Forsaken Crypt. Oh, and another Pallid Bust. We saw this one yesterday. Snallygaster. All right, some more Zeppelins. Our Gravedigger. Harpion Urge. I want to say that differently every single time I see it. And a Stagecoach. Okay. Yeah, this is one we saw yesterday, and I feel the same today as I did yesterday. I wish the carrying minions had... I wish there was more to it. They just haven't done a lot with that idea. Angry Mob. Accusation. Our good old Thumbscrews. Oop, the Thin Ice. And, oh, new avatar. Again, either elite or unique, I have no real idea. Blade Dancer. Another 20 health, 1 power. Your avatar cuts through the opposition. Tap, player, draw a sight. And after her first attack each turn, Blade Dancer may take a step. When she does, she may attack a unit there. Okay, so she gets 2 attacks every turn. So this is another avatar that's clearly meant to be played more aggressively. Okay. Oh. That pack got a little smushed. That's all right. The Kissers of Wounds. Oh, my favorite Kraken. Exhume. And... ooh, Release the Hounds. Oh, and it even had a Hellhounds in the pack to go with it. Active Volcano! Sensu of the Fang. Riftwood Marrows. Ooh, okay, an elite and a new one. Blade of Thorns. An elite weapon of prickling power. So for 3 mana, bearer has +3 power, but it can't drop this weapon, and its controller loses 2 life at the end of their turn. Okay, so it makes one minion a lot more powerful, but you can't get rid of it, and you have to pay life every single turn to keep him going. Okay. Another Necromancer. Just what we needed. I'm going to have an army. I wonder if I can make a deck of only Necromancers. You can't, because you can only have one avatar. But I can dream. Well, actually, that's not true. I have the Master Necromancer. I could probably make a deck of all Necromancers. Slobbermaw. Ooh. Okay, another new elite. The Regurgitator. An elite monster chucks Unsettling Ordnance. It's a 4 power for 5. And let's see, okay, that's another one with slightly smaller text. Let's see. At the end of your turn, Regurgitator must either fill its empty belly by banishing a dead minion, or empty its full belly by shooting a projectile that deals damage equal to the eaten minion's power. I want to play this card. That's just funny. Oh, that is in fact a foil. I got confused there for a moment. Because again, the foiling on this is quite subtle. So it's basically just these little red lines going up and down, plus a little bit for the spikes on these whatever hounds or whatever they are over on the edge. I don't even know if I'm going to be able... Okay, a little bit. This is some very... Oh! Man, when I picked it up, it's so... The foiling is actually much darker, but it is following along the edges here and kind of illuminating the rocks. It's just tough to see. And then the full art, yeah, that's cool. All right, there's our good old friend, the Gravedigger. Thumb screws. Oh, look, it's what our Gravedigger does. Suppose that would actually be Grave Robber, not Gravedigger, but, you know, whatever. And Oh, another one of these, the Abaddon Succubus. Oh. Let's see, Desert Bloom. All right, we have our Barging Barghest, Consecrated Ground, Clay Golem. Oh, and another Gargantula. Okay, okay. Another one of these wrappings that is determined to keep me away from the guards. Okay, Monster Morphosis. Our Dark Alley. Another Eerie Coral. Oh, and another Faith Incarnate. All right, this is a cool one. And I'm still absolutely certain that this is going to pair well with the Savior avatar. Actually, I now have a foil Savior. Why can't I get a foil of this? Well, actually, you can't really use the foil cards in a playing deck. I would totally play a foil Savior and a couple foil of these. That would be fun. Then Second Wind. Our Beyond Urge. Our Mudslide. Accusation. Ooh, this is new, and it's a unique. The Hexam Haunts. Unique spirits that won't stay down. So it's a 3-power for 3. Airborne and burrowing. So it flies and it digs underground. Must be cast burrowed, but may be cast from the cemetery. So even when it dies, you can just recast it again. Interesting. Okay. Let's see here. We've got a Bitten, followed by immediately a Kisser of Wounds. Hopefully they're not making it up to the poor Bitten guy. He needs to go see the town priest. Our Ghost Town. Oh, and another Into the Abyss. Leaves us with some Hellhounds. Oh, my favorite Kraken once again. Oh, I'm lying. My favorite is the Diluvian Kraken, but this is my favorite Kraken in this set. Our Hauntless Head, Ferryman's Coin, and ooh, more Gloam Toads. Okay. Desecrated ground. That skeleton mage. Estranged loner. And... okay, this is new. Another elite. Heirloom lost. An elite site, shadow of its former glory. You may play this to replace any player's elite or unique site under their control. Ooh. So this is just another way to probably get rid of a site that you don't like. Or I suppose if something was forced onto you, or maybe there's an elite or unique site of your own, but you only wanted its ability temporarily, where you can just force replace it with this one. Okay. Interesting. I don't think we've seen a card like this yet. Martyr. Oh, well, there. I'm pretty sure I know what that one is as well. Yep. There is our Dreadwing. Let's see, how does this one do? Okay, so it's just kind of a general foiling applied to the background. I don't know. This one falls flat for me because the background is just kind of a single color, so it doesn't really accentuate it that well. It works a little bit just because the demon stands out very well from the flat color, but... Ooh, get to see his tail there. Here, Consecrate, Vesper Swarm, Abyssal Assault, Silver Bullet. Okay. An elite relic pinpoints the problem. So for 2 mana, bearer has tap, sacrifice Silver Bullet. This unit may cast an exceptional spell from your collection. Okay. So it's a little bit like the Malleus Maleficarum, only a little bit more general, and it only gets you an exceptional spell. Okay. Ooh, there's a Screamer. All right, just a couple left in this box. Hand of Glory. That Road to Perdition again. Another Savior. I'm going to have probably every single copy of this card. And the Peacemaker Arbalist. Okay, we saw this yesterday. The darn crossbow used to kill all my frogs. Can't believe it. And then last pack. All right, so we have our Bullwhip, a Fatality, an Undead Ambush, okay, and another Iron Maiden. Let's see, anything? Do we... You see it, right? Of course, there's one in the last pack. Okay, a Ghost Town. Okay, yeah, I am digging the foiling on this one. Ooh, okay, so they put a little bit on the wood and the facades of the buildings, as well as hitting the usual kind of hitting the sky and allowing it to frame the buildings. There is actually a little bit on the front, which is nice. Very cool. All right, so that ends box number 4. So let's see. Once again, we're looking at 8 non-foil uniques. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 foils. Okay, so I don't know why we saw such a huge difference between the first box and then the next 3. I'm much happier with what we're getting out of all the follow-ups from that first box. But that's rather interesting. But all right, Broskis, so we've been going for about 3 hours. I'm going to have to spend an hour probably sorting out all these darn commons that I've just been setting to the side. That's the first 4 boxes, so I bought 2 cases, so we've got yet another 8 more to get through. At this rate, this will probably take a couple more streams. So if you're liking them, hope you keep coming back and keep watching. And I will catch you all next time.